Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name, and in this video, I want to talk to you guys about whether or not it's a good time to invest. I was just asked this question, and someone wanted me to do a video talking about whether or not this was a good time to invest. And they were specifically, I think, talking about stocks, and it's always a good time to invest, right? But not necessarily in stocks or real estate or anything, just to invest. Like, you have to look at each situation like differently. And there's always, of course, good times for different industries or whatever. But there's always a good time to invest in, you guessed it, yourself, okay? I would always suggest you invest in yourself. And I think this next thing that I'm going to say may be a bit controversial for some, but as I was talking to this person, I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? Actually, investing in stocks is actually for lazy investors. I would always start with myself first, invest in myself, my business, my earning potential, right? Next, of course, investing in where I would live. Like if I was going to live somewhere, I would not probably rent. I would probably buy where I'm going to live because I'm going to have to pay for somewhere to stay anyway. And it's a form of saving for me, but it still feels as though I'm investing in myself. Not necessarily saying you got to go out and buy rental property or anything like that, but just to be able to hedge your money against, or your money against time by saying, okay, well, I'm going to lock in my mortgage at this amount. And in 5 years, 10 years from now, when rents or other mortgages have gone up or whatever, I'm still locked in from back when I got this mortgage in 2009 or 2012 or 15. And so I would do that. As well as you got to pay for somewhere to live, instead of me having to move after 7 years to another place. And I've been living in an apartment and I've been paying $1,000 or $2,000 a month for 7 years. I don't get a chance to take any of that equity with me, right? As that property appreciates, even that apartment complex appreciates in value, I'm paying for that while it's appreciating. But if I own my house or own my condo even, then I get to benefit from that appreciation. So when I do move, even if I haven't paid off that entire house, just take for this house, for example, this house is worth 400 and something thousand. I got it back when it was 233,000. I owe about 208,000 or so. And I've been here since, I think it's about 7 years now. And been here for 7 years. It's gone up over 200,000 in equity. And when I get ready to leave, if I ever chose to leave, then I could sell this house, make a $200,000 profit. And if I was doing in reverse, and also, mind you, my mortgage is less than $1,400. I believe it's like $1,390 or so right now, and it just goes up because the value of the house, constantly goes up as it appreciates. So too does the property taxes. So my mortgage is currently $1,390, which is still definitely less than what an average 2-bedroom apartment is for the Atlanta area. I'm pretty sure it's probably less than what a 1-bedroom apartment is in the Atlanta area for the most part, once you add in all these other fees and things like that. But let's say I was still renting at this time. I know people who are renting 3 bedrooms, $1,800-$1,900 a month right now for not very big spaces and nothing extravagant, just like what the market is. And so I have hedged that amount of money, like what I have to pay per month, against time, because I got my mortgage 7 years ago. If I tried to get a mortgage today, it's in the 2000s, close to 3000s, and so I benefit from that. Right? So I'm investing in myself. Every time I pay my mortgage, I'm putting a little bit of money back into my own pocket. And so that's that's like the second thing that I would do would be to own where I live. I know all these billionaires are saying don't own where you live. That makes no sense to me. I don't know what they're talking about, okay? Maybe they're saying if they want to live in, $8 million mansions, maybe it's not the best idea to put 20% down or 50% down of a $8 million mansion. Maybe you should rent for a while, even if it's $20,000 or $30,000 a month. Maybe you should rent while you're growing that money. But for the average person out here who's not living in anything super, super extravagant, I'm talking about where you got to put $4, $5, $6 million down as a down payment to buy a house, or $20 million down to buy a house. That's crazy. That would make sense. But for the mass majority of us, it would definitely make sense over the long run to own where you live, or to start buying where you plan to sleep and where you plan to live. Because when I get ready to move, I get $200,000, or I can get a renter in here who can pay me. I think I can rent this house at $2,500, $2,600 a month. My mortgage is $1,390, and let's say it's $1,400. I can make $1,100, $1,200 a month in profit from renting it out. Let's say it's $1,000 after you take out, extra for any kind of little issues or whatever. Say I'm cash flowing $1,000 a month. That can go towards the next place that I decide to buy or move to, or I could just sell the house, walk away with the $200,000, and there you have it. I'm done, right? But if I was moving out of an apartment after 7 years, not only would I have paid rent and it would kept increasing on me, but I would have still not benefited from all of that equity that the building has gained and that I helped pay for, but I won't benefit at all if I left. So one, invest in yourself, education, your business, whatever it is. I would do that first. Second would be owning where I live. And then third, now you can decide whether or not you want to do investment property, stocks. That's kind of up to you, however you want to do that. But I consider, and when I say this is going to be kind of controversial, the statement was that I believe that people who invest in stocks, not day traders now. Now, I'm not speaking on day traders, but people who just invest in stocks, they're lazy investors. This is how I see it. Mutual funds are designed to grow your money for you, and they can work. They can be great. I still own some mutual funds. Definitely. Like, I'm not saying don't do it, especially 401k plan. You got a 401k plan. You need to take advantage of that. You got to take advantage of the 401k plan. But if you're just somebody saying, okay, well, I got a couple extra dollars, I guess I'll just buy some stocks. Most people don't even understand how stocks work. They just buy it because other people tell them it's a good idea, but it's not, and it's very passive. It's definitely not an active investment, and it's not something that you actually majority own, right? Like, it's not like, okay, I'm buying a house, right? And we can get into maybe at a later date, self-directed IRAs and, all of that kind of stuff. But just initially, if you're just trying to buy some Walmart stock and just let Walmart figure out the details, it's a very passive thing. You probably aren't going to make very much money from owning that Walmart stock. Not like if you just bought a case of water and stood on the corner and sold those bottles of water, and made a profit that way. You'd probably come out better on the profit side, even doing something like that, just on what you're going to pay yourself. You're going to get pennies on the dollar if you're letting Walmart decide how much they're going to pay you, because that's just how it works. That's how dividends work. Now, can you make a lot of money from investing in stocks? Absolutely. But for the mass majority of people, they're going to take a very passive role, and just because they've been investing over time, they're going to benefit from investing in stocks, because you still want to invest in stocks, or you still want to invest in something, right? But hands down, I would say invest in yourself, grow your money, then you can invest in more passive investments where you don't have to really watch it or whatever. But I'm just a much more aggressive investor. But either way, I still have stock. It is what it is. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we out. I was always focused on the money. I started with nothing. I was born to be an entrepreneur. I'm a real estate investor. Had my own trucking authority. Multiple college degrees. Ex-military. I'm an author. Motivational speaker. Not to mention I'm an accountant. But with all the things that I've done, it was government contracts that truly made me rich. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name.